Meanwhile, the other big headline, and this in fact affects consumers across the country, now service charges cannot be added automatically to your bill either at hotels or restaurants. So that means you don't have to pay a tip if you don't feel like it. What does this actually mean? Let's go across to Shrija, who's in Bengaluru, for more. Shrija, so all those hidden charges on bills, service charges, some other charges, and then GST levied on it, the government has now said no, it's entirely up to the consumer whether they want to pay a service charge or not. What's the impact there?
Well, it was very clear since the start in terms of, when the GST and the CGST or SGST had come in place. So we spoke to, of course, various hotel associations here in Bangalore. And what they did, of course, tell us was there are certain restaurants that, of course, there is something called the hidden charges, which they added along with the SGST and the CGST as well. That is added, and sometimes people continue to also tip, especially the waiters and the other, especially the staff in the hotel, in the restaurant as well. So we did speak to a few customers here, and they were of the opinion saying that yes, sometimes it's very rare that you have a few customers, just a handful of customers coming out and also raising their voice against, especially in terms of such hidden charges. But as far as this particular rule is concerned, it is definitely in favor of consumers. But how much of it, what we are going to see, is something we have to see on ground. Also, if I could try and ask a few customers here, the Consumer Protection Forum, the authority has come up with something called that the restaurants and the hotels, they are not supposed to charge something called the service charge. There is hidden charges sometimes, right?
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
have you any time questioned that?
Yeah, I did, but you don't get a proper response.
You don't get
Yeah,
a response.
exactly.
So do you know that there is something called a helpline forum that you can make complaints?
No.
Okay,
No,
there
not
is a
aware.
national helpline forum where you can make complaints when you are charged, especially this is with regard to service charge. So just like, thank you so much for speaking to NDTV. So just like a customer over here, there are several customers who have spoken to NDTV here in Bangalore saying that there is something called a hidden charge. And even if they question, they don't get any proper response. But now you have something called a helpline where especially customers can file a complaint.